bought them from the public library, not a book bound in human flesh.
In 1970, 25-year-old Donna Lass worked as a nurse at the first aid station of a casino in South Lake Tahoe, California. One day, Donna's boss and landlord both received calls from an unidentified man.
We are sorry. The number you have dialed has been...
In 2015, student Michael Andrews of the University of Southern California had left his dorm room with his roommate Steve to go to a frat party off campus. On the way to the party, Steve had realized he left his phone in the dorm room, but already in the Uber to the party, they didn't bother going back to the dorm. At some point during the party, while the two friends had separated to mingle with other friends and acquaintances, Michael's phone began to ring. It was from Steve's number. He picked up and heard Steve's voice on the other end, covered by a mask of static. Even in the loud party, he could distinguish the voice of his roommate saying, "Come back to the room." Then the call ended. With that, Michael left the party and Ubered back to the campus dorms, trying to call Steve back and text him, but he wasn't getting any responses. When Michael got back to the dorm room, he didn't find Steve inside. Strangely though, he did find Steve's phone sitting on his bed. Upon checking the notifications on the screen, Michael saw the notifications of all his texts and calls on the screen. It wasn't until an hour later that Steve returned to the room looking for Michael after hearing that he left. And this was when he told Michael that he never called him and that he never had his phone. What made this even stranger was that Steve's phone had no record of making a call to Michael, yet Michael's phone had a record of receiving a call and having a 15-second conversation. The phone company wasn't able to trace a call from Steve inside, and nobody was found hiding in their dorm room or anything like that. In 1970, 25-year-old Donna Lass worked as a nurse at the first aid station of a casino in South Lake Tahoe, California. One day, Donna's boss and landlord both received calls from an unidentified man who claimed she was dealing with an illness in the family and would be out of town for a while. Donna's boss became suspicious, so he contacted her mother, who confirmed that story was a lie.
Max.
Donna's car was found parked outside her apartment, but there was no trace of her anywhere.
Max.
The last sign of her was an entry she made in her logbook
I gotta
near
situate.
the end of her final shift. The entry looked unfinished.
If you're gonna lay down with me, you gotta... Max. Oh my God, bro. You're not a lap dog. Lay down. Lay down, buddy. Max. What are you doing, bro? Oh. Took my spot. Come to this side. Damn, Max. That was kind of crazy, bro. You're not a lap dog, Max. Alright, I'm laying back down. Get up. You can go to my leg. Here, lay on my legs. You want to just go upstairs? Come on, get up. Hey, does anybody else got this issue with their dog, man? Look at my dog. He won't even get off my lap. This is crazy. Jump down, buddy. He's a good dog, though. I tricked you. I tricked this little ass. Damn, his tail just spilled my drink. And now he's licking it off the ground. He's a trip, man, I swear to God. Move, buddy, you gotta clean this up. My dog is crazy. What's up? All right, lay down. Go ahead, lay down there. Right here.
Installing internet filters on all of your devices, getting accountability software, counseling, therapy,
A few years back,
Good
a
boy.
Reddit user named Stacy Kolupski shared the experience of her brother who would get a call on his cell phone around 2 to 3 a.m. every night. He would answer it every time to hear this hellish sounding noise that he described as a static mixed with screams. He changed his cell phone.
Hell
number
yeah,
after
my
a month of this,
paycheck
and it
hit.
stopped. Then after a week or so, it began
Hold
again.
on.
With
I
the
love
exact
getting
same
that
noise
text
at the
message.
exact same time.
Best text message.
Back dialed the call, and an old man picked up who had no idea what he was talking about. The number was
My
disconnected
bad.
this time. They never heard from it again after that. In the 1970s, Bashir Kaushaki opened a successful restaurant in Washington, D.C., and for over a decade enjoyed nothing but success. But in 1983, he became the target of a non-stop stream of threatening phone calls that came several times a day, every day. Usually harassment similar to this will eventually stop on its own as the harassers get bored
Max,
and
why
move
you
on
look
to
all
something
sad
else.
now? Because I made you lay up my
Kaushaki was
legs.
harassed by these phone calls for nearly a decade. The caller would eventually be nicknamed L'Enfant, which is French for the child. The nickname was presumed to reference the caller's eventual imitation of a little girl. Anyone associated with Kaushaki
Max, is
in
that
any way
supposed to
was
be
a
the
target,
face of,
from his pregnant spouse to his restaurant employees.
you upset right now? Because I wouldn't let you lay up here with me.
Simply phone calls to physical
We're on a
harassment.
damn
When the
couch.
Star of David was scratched all over Kaushaki's Mercedes. When he traveled to Philadelphia to visit his sister, things got so bad that he suffered a mental breakdown and committed himself to a psychiatric ward. But
I
even
feel like
still,
the camera
calls
looks so
continued to his
much better
restaurant.
like that, but
The
I can't
FBI
see it
eventually
if
placed a
anybody
trace on
writes
the
me.
phone to confirm whether L'Enfant was a delusion or not. And what they found out put no ifs into perspective. The calls were coming from different payphones at such a high frequency that it would have been impossible for only one person to have been making these calls. The L'Enfant callers was a plot orchestrated by multiple people for the express purpose of harassing Kaushaki to insanity, but it was never figured out what the motive was. All the way back in 1931, there was a man named William Wallace who worked as a London insurance
That's what he
agent
looks
and
like
had
when
an
he thinks he
obsession for
heard
playing
something.
chess in his free time.
Hey Max,
One
what
night,
was
Wallace
that?
showed up for a chess club meeting and found a telephone message waiting for him. The sender wanted to meet at 7:30 the
You're gonna
following
find
night
out,
so
aren't
he could
you?
purchase an insurance policy.
Any moment now,
The
he's
next
gonna
night,
jump up and
Wallace
run to
traveled
that
across
window.
town and
Or
discovered
maybe
that the
not.
address provided didn't exist.
Maybe not.
So he headed
This
back
time
home,
he
most
chose
likely
not to.
convinced that he was the victim of some dumb prank. But when he got
Because
home,
usually
found his
when he
wife
does
Annalie's
that,
body had been beaten to death in the living room.
he jumps up
Was the obvious suspect.
and he
After an
just straight
investigation,
runs
police
to the
determined that the
window.
caller was actually William Wallace
I
himself.
don't know what that means.
Authorities argued that
Amanda,
Wallace had
so.
left the message to fabricate
Yeah,
an
he is
alibi.
cute,
He
ain't he?
killed his wife, hopped in a streetcar, drove around
Oh yeah, I
for an
remember
hour,
you.
and went home to
You used to be
supposedly
on here all the
discover his
time.
wife's body. This
Or
argument
I
wasn't
think I
valid
remember
as
your
it was
name
completely
from
impossible for Wallace
before.
to have committed the murder, given he wouldn't have been able to return quick enough. The jury found Wallace guilty of the murder.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he's a
but
good
luckily, the
dog
Court of
too.
Criminal Appeal immediately overturned the conviction. The killer was never identified, but the prime suspect was a former employee
Thought he was
of
gonna
Wallace's
jump up and take
insurance
off
firm,
running to the
who
door.
eventually asked his wife to
It's
provide
usually
him
what
a
he
fake
does.
alibi, and was seen wearing bloody gloves and hosing down his car on the night of the murder.
I joined literally
I'm sick of
millions
these
of
damn
Ohioans in voting to protect
commercials
abortion in our state. But that could all be undone
every
with Bernie
day.
right now. He supports a
When I'm at
national
work
abortion ban
and I
and
want
would
to sit there
silence
and
us to
watch
get it passed.
I'm sure
videos,
this message.
it does this in my ear all day, and then I gotta stop and hit the
We can chase the storm.
button.
Why play?
And I'm not even supposed to pull my phone out. Like, I'm allowed to have my phone out or my earbuds in.
It didn't seem like a big deal since
But when
Tanya
it does that,
had
I'm
the
not
same
supposed to
last
pull
name
it
as
out,
Jason's
and it's
family. It was
annoying.
a common name from where they were from. When Jason and his family moved across the city, and phone books gradually stopped being the go-to way of finding somebody's number, the calls for Tanya gradually stopped. And after a while, the Alexander family forgot about the Tanya woman. It was about 4 years later that she popped up in their lives again. Jason was driving home from work one afternoon and was greeted by a pretty grisly
Max,
car
stay
wreck
right
at
here.
his
You ain't gotta
house.
jump up,
Two
buddy.
cars had collided.
I'm coming right back.
One had wrapped itself around the
Coming
signage
right back,
and had
bro.
the house numbers and directions on it. One of the
I'm looking for something.
7 days later, we got a call from the police. They asked if Tyler was at his residence. Her car was found wrapped around a pole down the street from Jason's house.
Where's it
She
at?
was nowhere to be found at the accident site. He had never heard anything about her ever again. In 1965, disappeared from her hometown of Coral Gables, Florida. Everyone feared the worst when her abandoned car was found in
No, it
Atlanta
was
with
here
blood in the
somewhere.
backseat. Judith was pregnant and recently went through a divorce. She allegedly made arrangements to get an illegal abortion from a Hungarian doctor named George Hedu. He was charged with conspiring to perform the abortion, but skipped bail and fled the country. After this, the case was forgotten for a quarter century.
Why am I in the dark? I'm just relaxing because it's.
In 1990,
I really don't want to be in the bright light right now. I was in the bright light all day.
He had information about Judith's disappearance. Smith called the host back. The host was completely
Yeah, I just wanted to just
The host
chill.
said he never made the call, and he knew nothing at all about Judith. Smith soon received another anonymous call claiming Judith was alive in Omaha. Smith knew nothing about the case, but he had recently
Old
traveled to
Judy.
Omaha to deliver a lecture at a police academy, and he started to wonder if this was a prank. Smith got a third anonymous call from someone who claimed to be an FBI informant who had recently spent time with Dr. Hedu in Hungary. They even provided an old phone number for Hedu that checked out. Smith was confused, and with such a baffling case, he took the story to the
Smith
TV show
was
Unsolved
confused.
Mysteries. Days after the Judith Himes episode was broadcast, Smith got an anonymous letter confirming what many people suspected all along. Judith died during an illegal abortion and wound up in a watery grave. Well, that's the logical solution. It doesn't account for all the strange calls. The callers and writer have not been identified, the doctor has not been found, Judith's body was never recovered.
About 1:30 in the afternoon on August 8, 1999, a park ranger named Grant Grafton stood frowning down at a dusty red Mazda car inside of an otherwise empty parking lot just outside of Carlsbad Caverns National Park in New Mexico. Lance knew the two men who owned this red Mazda had taken
Damn,
out
everything
one
looks
day permit
crazy.
to be allowed to go into Rattlesnake Canyon, which is one of the most isolated parts of this national park. It's basically just a single long scrubby little trail that's kind of all desert with high walls on either side.
Yeah.
In order to get
No, you
access
just gotta.
to the
I feel you. I mean, shit. At least you being honest.
visitor center and literally fill out paperwork. So
I definitely did get my ass beat a couple times, but it's not about like if you win or lose. I mean, you gotta win some fights though. You can't lose every fucking fight after so long. People gonna clown on you and shit. But like, what I meant by that is it all just boils down to having heart. Because if something happens and you have no choice, you just gotta give it your all. But there was a couple times that I got into shit that was people that was like out of my league, like working out for 10 years straight, 40, 50 pounds heavier than me, all muscle, shit like that. It's crazy. What the hell is going on again outside? Because now I just heard cop sirens and I thought I heard somebody scream. I've been on. They've been shooting over there 3 weekends in a row. I got this crazy ass bar that's right by our house. Every weekend on the Saturdays and Fridays and Saturdays, they get into some fist fights and then they'll about 10 minutes later they'll start shooting at each other. It happens every weekend. My security cameras picks up the shots every time. I actually posted shorts of it, but I only when I do that, I'll only do the opposite side. I got cameras that face that way, but I won't ever post that because not only does that show cars and people, even though they're like 30 yards, I mean, it's probably like 40 yards from my house. I still don't want to ever be involved to that extent. So, like, if I do that, because it's happened so many times, then I'll just take a 10-second clip of all the shots going off, and then I'll post that. Because that's not implicating nobody or nothing. You can't figure out stupid, you know what I mean? You can't, they ain't gonna ever look at something like that and be able to tell by just hearing gunshots. But yeah, it's been getting fucking trifling around here. Everybody says that shit to me, that I look like Max Crosby. I don't see how, but everybody says it.
How liberal could Sherrod Brown be?
Well, he backed bills to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports and let men into girls' locker rooms.
Very liberal.
Brown supported allowing children to receive sex-change surgery.
Super liberal.
Brown even voted to allow late-term partial birth abortion.
This nurse has got her hands full tonight. Y'all just leave me here, man. I'll be good over here. Forget I'm even over here. All that shit they caught me with. I just got shot about 12 times, so. They came to see if I ran off. That's crazy. Officer. Hey, what up, brother? How y'all looking like Halo in this bitch?
We'll get a medical back at the police station.
It's right here. That's wild, man. I got a fix, right? Officer, I want a lawyer immediately.
There's an homeless lawyer. Am I
situation go away?
You guys are quit cooking meth in my fucking state. I was gonna bring him straight to the cells and have the invest him straight to the cells. Or I'll go medical at the cells. Man, Mitchell, you shot. Trying to escape.
The escape charge don't even matter at this point. I'm in a pretty bad situation.
I'm trying to figure out what game he's playing.
Alright, so I'm bringing down the pillbox. I was told by my CEO, you run, you'll be shot again.
We can't make a deal, officer, you and I?
Oh, sir. Man, the fucking law.
I am the law.
Accept a little bribery.
I do not accept bribery, sir.
I am the law.
I got about $245,000. You sure we can't make this problem go away?
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. How much time do you think I'm taking for all this?
100 years.
Yes, sir. We gotta figure all that out.
Wow.
Plus 3
What do y'all
years
even charge me
mandatory.
with? You didn't tell me that.
Damn, I guess I didn't realize how fucked up our living room is until I went online and see how fucked up our living room is.
No, that's actually
Shit.
that's actually not even the worst charge that I got right here.
I'm getting old.
Y'all bring me back to life, man.
Max thinks he heard something again. Just stares at the fucking door when he thinks he heard something. He just stares at the fucking door. Every little sound, he thinks he hears something.
Who's that with their hands up right there?
He said, I am the law. Fuck 12. Bitch, get in this cell.
You all right, buddy? Yeah, no, well, actually, I'm far from all right, but you were the one that was pinging me on the phone, right? Yeah. Oh man, you missed all the action. Oh man. No, you should be happy that you missed it. Why you got your hands up?
Above my fucking
I still don't know what the hell this game even is. I fuck with this dude though, this channel. This the dude that put me on his show. Joe Guerrero.
I can. I'm still here, somewhat. Where's Earl at?
First chance, make a run for it.
Country, you okay? What the? I'd say so. I would say so. Yes, we are. Mikey, where are you at?
I'm on the ground.
They won't let me out the car. I'm stuck. They got me in the car. They haven't gotten me out of here. What?
Oh man, you're about dead, boy.
What the fuck?
Damn, did they kill him like that?
I'd shoot him with a class too if I was a cop. And he fucking punch me in the face. Only an idiot would punch a cop in the face with a gun in his hand. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's crazy. I punched a cop in the face and I did almost 7 years for it.
Oh shit. You have a smoke grenade in your hand?
I just want to see what happens, and I'm about to change this shit, but I don't know what the fuck game this is.
What are y'all doing with us, man? Y'all gonna get us up out of here or what?
Probably a wizard.
Yeah, fuck this.
Grumpy bumfish.
Max, what are you over there doing, bro?
Anytime y'all want to get us up out of here. Keep your hand up, Smooth. Yeah, this car's been treated. Oh my God. I want to talk to my lawyer. I think we all got the same lawyer. Yeah, we all got that same bad public defender.
I don't even know what the fuck this was.
Shocking new government report about the border crisis that Sherrod Brown created. Almost 500,000 convicted criminals just walked in, including murderers and rapists. Sherrod Brown's policies released them all over America. And here's what Sherrod Brown says.
I don't hear a lot about immigration from both.
Fuck off. What the hell is that? I don't know.
What's up, Night God family? Night God here, and I've got something super cool to share with you today. So I've been working on sprucing up my place a bit lately, and Legendary Wall Art just sent me one of the most stunning pieces I have ever seen. Seriously, if you're looking for a way to bring some personality and style into your home, these guys have you covered. Legendary Wall Art specializes in high quality, one-of-a-kind pieces that really make your walls pop. Whether you're into vibrant landscapes, jaw-dropping abstracts, or even minimalistic designs, they have something for everyone. The craftsmanship is incredible, and the attention to detail in their prints really blew me away. It's not just about filling up wall space, it's about making a statement. What's even better, I've teamed up with them to get you an exclusive discount. All you have to do is head over to legendarywallart.net/nightgod and use code Kyle25 at the checkout to snag 25% off your order. Trust me, you don't want to miss this opportunity. Just been released. A search is ongoing for a Navy aircraft and 2 crew members who crashed east of Mount Rainier in Washington State Tuesday, according to the Navy. The EA-18G Growler, based out of Naval Air Station Whidbey Island, Washington, crashed just after 3:20 p.m. local time during a routine training flight, the Navy said in a statement. Multiple search and rescue assets, including a U.S. Navy MH-60S helicopter, launched from NAS Whidbey Island to locate the crew and examine the crash site, according to the release. As of 7 p.m. on October 15th, the status of the 2 crew members remains unknown. No additional details were given, and the cause of the crash is under investigation. The Navy 18G Growler is an electronic attack aircraft that is a variant of the FA-18 aircraft. The missing plane was the Electronic Attack Squadron 130, known as the Zappers, and is the oldest electronic warfare squadron in the Navy. The squadron had recently returned to Whidbey Island after a 9-month deployment in the southern Red Sea to maintain the freedom of navigation in international waterways. I'm not gonna lie, I find it funny that this happens surrounding the crash landings of who knows what.
I earned my degree online at Southern New Hampshire University.
After I graduated, I started a new job.
I was finally able to realize my purpose and passion in life.
Pursuing my degree gave me so many opportunities to grow. Don't just think about yourself. Think about the lives that you can really change.
SNHU laid the groundwork.
I am doing what I've always wanted to do.
If I was back at the beginning, I would choose SNHU all over again.
It's game day, Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates and fans batters with the order.
Damn, I want to go get some fucking ice cream. Yeah, I want some ice cream.
4chan's nearly 20-year history, the site has seen its fair share of high-profile criminal activity. Many of you might be familiar with some of the more grisly stories, such as the nightmarish case involving a murderer posting gruesome images of his victim to the website. It's a dark story among dozens of other ended together to bust dim-witted perps. These are 4chan's dumbest criminals. Before we get started, I'd like to thank Ground.
Come on, put your shot caller on.
All the articles written about a topic, the left, right, and center bias of their sources, and the company that owns the source itself. Using Ground, let's look at this story regarding Zelensky coming to the U.S. this week. Now, that's a spicy headline right there. But thanks to Ground, we can kind of make some sense of this, as tags reveal the origin of the reporting is from a far-right Russian news org involved with the Russian government. Scrolling down a bit, you find a more realistic interpretation of events. Just the facts. It's really useful having these biases highlighted. And look, I know that's just a nitpick, but these small nitpicks add up over time, and that's why I love Ground News so much, because it really helps highlight the biases out there. Look, if you guys want to be more informed regarding the news and the biases that are out there, I highly recommend you check out Ground News. Their link is in the description box. Big shout out to them for sponsoring. Now, let's get on to the story. There are few crimes out there more romanticized in media than bank robberies. From TV shows to movies, conflict, media, of course, morons thinking that the real world works like a movie, and some people also enough to feel like they have a bank robbery. And some are even dumb enough to live blog their robbery attempt on 4chan. On August 20th of 2015, an anonymous 4chan user creates a status where they claim
on my door and shit. Some old black dude saying, "Is so and so here? Kia here or Kita here or some shit."
A hat, sunglasses, and a sweater. To further back up his robbery claims, he stated that he'd be using a realistic-looking BB gun to pull out the heist, and that he would make his grand escape on a bicycle that he purchased for the sole reason of robbing the bank. Okay, today is the day. I'm going to walk into the bank at 3 p.m.
Yeah, I know, Max. I didn't like that either. It was weird.
This note. I'll get out, dump the sweater and BB gun, and ride out.
Been living here for 5-6 months now, and ain't nobody ever knocked on the door asking for somebody else.
I'm drinking a little bit of liquid courage before the heist. Fuck me, I'll probably be a nervous wreck when I get there. It's bad.
Max, everything happens for a reason, buddy, because I was just about to open that door and let you run outside. That's why I put your shot collar on, so that you could have went outside to do your thing. But if I would have opened that door and you ran out there and seen that black dude just standing there, caught you off guard, I wouldn't have liked that. I already know how you are as it is. I'm about to go run my cameras back and see how long that dude stood outside for and if he was scoping the crib or any weird shit like that.
Ale, Barrow trial staff is the first and only oral
He was on his ass, huh, Max?
attacks of hereditary angioedema.
He wasn't trying to hear none of that shit. That was weird. I just had somebody, some black dude I ain't never seen, knock on my door. It said, "Does so-and-so live here?" But I've been here for a while and it ain't never happened.
These are 5 of the scariest ghost stories told on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. Starting with comedian Tom Papa, who caught a ghost in his home on a Nest camera. Tom explains to Joe Rogan that he recently got a Nest camera in his house. He thought it was cool because he could be across the United States.
I already seen that one. Oh, I seen all these, matter of fact.
And he would get alerts like when his dog would be walking around the house. But one day...
Something was creepy about that old man. I didn't like that. cameras back and see what he said, because the one on the porch will pick up what he said. He said, he knocked. I said, who is this? And he said, a name. I didn't know it, but I knew I had Max standing right there with me, so I just opened it. I'm not gonna not answer the fucking door, but I knew I didn't know who it was. And then after that, he said, it's so-and-so here. I couldn't understand what he said. I'm like, no, they don't live here, and I just shut the door. But I ain't never had that happen the whole time I've been here. But he was like a creepy ass looking old black dude. I don't know how else to explain it.
Convicted criminals just walked in, including murderers and rapists.
YouTube's nearly 20-year history, we've seen many content creators get in trouble with the law. Generally speaking, your average YouTube lawbreaker comes in the form of a prank channel taking things too far, or perhaps an influencer spending the night in jail over some disorderly conduct. However, some cases are far more serious, with content creators not only getting arrested and jailed, but receiving criminal convictions and receiving prison sentences. Sentences that are currently being served as of the date of me recording this video. From a once-beloved YouTube heartthrob caught with illegal child images, to a piano teacher posting illegal breastfeeding videos, to an anime reviewer...
Fucking cold.
Normally, if you're trying to solve a mystery, if you can gather more information, gather more evidence, it will make it easier for you to solve that mystery. But in today's story, that's not the case. You have a whole family that suddenly goes missing under very suspicious circumstances.
I just seen a light.
10 years later, we still have no clue what happened to them,
My
despite
back.
a plethora of information and evidence gathered.
My back window.
Very famous videotape that
Now I'm
shows
all
them
fucking being
walking
weird
into
and shit, cause
escape right before they go missing. But before we get
there's just been some shit going on in my neighborhood lately. 3 weekends in a row, 3 shootings in a row, all within a block of here. And then that dude just knocked at my door. And I don't know if that was legit that he was looking for somebody, or motherfuckers do shit like that when they're scoping out shit. And then I just seen some type of light flash in my backyard. I'm gonna have to run my cameras back and see what it shows. Max did not like that. He sensed that shit. He was growling and acting crazy before I even noticed what was going on. Ouch. Max, damn, I get up for 2 seconds and he takes my spot every time. It never fails.
Bobby and Sherilyn also believed that their house was haunted by 3 or 4 spirits who lived on their roof. Bobby was so convinced of this that he went to his pastor and asked where he could buy special bullets that he could shoot at these spirits. So for all of these reasons, the Jameson family was actually looking to leave their property, fall out, move somewhere else, and hopefully start all over again fresh with a new
Damn.
After Jameson vanished, their
I'm waiting on my woman to get home. I'm trying to go get some food and something to drink. Some ice cream.
Now, this move they were considering was not a typical move. They were not looking to move into another house. They were looking to move onto a piece of property where they could place their storage container and live in the storage container until at some point they were going to build a house on a mountain and then move into the house. And they had actually already found a plot of land about 30 miles away from where they were currently living in a town called Redwood. Now, the storage container itself that they planned on living in was actually sitting on their property in Eufaula, and it drew a lot of attention from the neighbors because Sherilyn would graffiti on it. The poisoned our cats. Witches don't like it when you kill their cats because it turns out Sherilyn believed that she was a witch. So unsurprisingly, the neighbors avoided the Jameson family at all costs. Several weeks before the Jameson family went missing, they actually brought in a male boarder. So a guy that was going to live with them and help with manual labor in exchange for room and board. The boarder was a white supremacist that immediately took exception to Sherilyn, who was part Native American. And so anytime Bobby was out of the house, the white supremacist boarder would get into a fight with Sherilyn. And one day it came to a head and Sherilyn drew a gun on the boarder and said to leave the property or she was going to shoot him. The boarder refused to leave, and so Sherilyn began firing shots into the ground at his feet until he left. Now, once the Jameson family disappeared, this white supremacist boarder became one of the primary suspects. But when the FBI found him, he had a rock-solid alibi and was quickly crossed off the list of potential suspects. On October 8th, 2009, Bobby, Sherilyn, their daughter Madison, and their dog Maisie load up the truck and they start driving towards Red Oak. They were apparently going to go scout out this piece of property that they wanted to purchase to live on with the storage container. Now, according to family and friends, it was not uncommon for the Jamesons to vanish
I'm
for
tired.
several days at a time without telling anybody where they went.
I don't get that much sleep no more like I should. I get up at 5, go to work, come home, sometimes take a nap, go back to sleep about 12, 1, and that's so I can spend time with my girl because she got a second shift job. So we don't never see each other unless we do that. When it's all said and done, I usually get like 4 hours of sleep. 5, 6 would be a good night. And I just operate like that daily. Definitely not a good habit to be in. That's how I've been doing things for a while now.
Florida Joker is back with yet another series of TikToks. Recently, I covered his entire history of beef with Rockstar Games, and I was almost convinced that the saga had finally ended, but it seems this guy just can't stop. A few days ago, when I checked his TikTok profile, I noticed he had deleted several videos that heavily attacked Take-Two Interactive and Strauss Zelnick. I was like, okay, maybe he's done, but nope. He slaps up a new TikTok looking all tired and dragging out his classic line, then it's been pretty quiet for a couple days, then boom, he drops a whole new series targeting the GTA 6 crew. The first video had me cracking up. Seriously, you've got to see this one.
GTA, we got to talk. GTA, we got to talk. GTA, we got to talk. Take-Two, we got to talk. You know, like I wanted 5 mil. Still want my 5 mil. It's been 5, 6 months. Still haven't got a response, you know. Everybody DMing my cameo, yo, Joker, when is GTA 6 coming out? Yo, Joker, you voicing the character? Yo, Joker, when is Redemption 3 coming out? I don't know. I don't work with Rockstar. I don't work with things. He said we gotta talk. I wanted 20 million. I settled for 5. It's been 5, 6 months. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Everybody want me to voice the character. Everybody want me to part of the game. Take-Two, GTA, Rockstar game. Let's get it. Questions to the people what they want.
How liberal could Sherrod Brown be?
Well, he backed bills to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports.
In 5 months with 0 peeps from the studio. And honestly, it's looking like a long shot that they'd ever let him voice a character. But guess what? Joker's convinced they've seen his stuff and he keeps hammering them for a response.
GTA, we gotta talk. I know y'all heard me. I know y'all see me. Where my money at? GTA.
If you thought his earlier TikToks were off the rails, you've got to check out this one, where he switches targets from Rockstar to DC Comics, saying he wants to play the Joker in their next movie.
DC, Joker 2, we gotta talk. What is this Ronald McDonald's BS you got going on? What is this? This is what you calling the Joker? Man, y'all need to stop playing, bro. Y'all need to get me in the next Suicide Squad movie. Y'all need to get me in the next Joker movie. Everybody knows I'm the real life Joker, bro. Come on, man. You see this? This is garbage. Fake ass Harley Quinn. They should have got the original Harley Quinn instead of Lady Gaga, Lady Fuga. Bro, come on. What is this nonsense, bro? It looks like a Ronald McDonald's commercial in the 80s, man. Y'all need, man. Joker 2, DC. Y'all need to hit me up, man. I need to be in the next Joker movie, bro. Real life Joker in this bitch, man. Stop playing with me, man. Real life Joker in here, man. Real life Joker. Real life Joker.
Seriously, what's going on? He's out here accusing Rockstar of stealing his look, but then turns around and does some weird moves complaining about the DC's Joker. It's pretty wild. Shouldn't DC be knocking on his door with a lawsuit for copying their Joker's character? Would be funny to see them sue this guy for looking like the Joker. But yeah, back to his beef with Rockstar. He's pretty determined about not letting them slide.
GTA, we gotta talk. GTA, we got a big motherfucking problem. It's been 5 months, still no answer, still no response. I know you had to see me by now. I know you had to hear me by now. What's up? I ain't trying to sue you. I know you heard this plenty of times. I'm really not trying to sue you. Give me $5 million. Let's do what's right. Let me voice the character. There's no way I'm gonna let y'all slide while giving me some compensation, while letting me voice the character and make some money out of this. Y'all stole my likeness, you stole my livelihood, you stole everything, man. Y'all leaving me with nothing. I'm getting, yo, you got GTA Joker. That's fucked up what GTA did to you, man. They should pay you. You should be in the new game. GTA, we gotta talk.
And just when you think it can't get any wilder, his latest TikTok is just outright trolling.
We gotta talk. Take 2. It's been 5 months. Everybody's going crazy. GTA, we didn't talk. Everybody want me to voice the game.
I gotta rewind that.
And just when you think it can't get any wilder, his latest TikTok is just outright trolling.
We gotta talk. Take 2. It's been 5 months. Everybody's going crazy. GTA, we didn't talk. Everybody wants me to voice the game. Everybody wants me to play the game. Everybody wants to be a main character in the game. GTA, Rockstar Days. We gotta talk.
I'm not sure what he's trying to achieve with these videos, and I love how he thinks he's the reason the game is so popular, and he's out there claiming that Rockstar ripped off his look for GTA 6. But hold up, let's break it down. This is how the Florida Joker character looks like in the first trailer, and now let's compare it to the Lawrence Sullivan. There's a lot of differences. They've got different face tattoos, hair color, and honestly, it's more of a parody than a carbon copy. It's like Rockstar's just doing their thing, poking fun at the whole Florida man stereotype. And our guy just happens to fit the bill, along with a bunch of other wild characters in their first trailer. If we're going down the road where Lawrence Sullivan considers suing Rockstar for allegedly stealing his likeness because a character in the trailer looks somewhat like him, then by that logic, practically every car manufacturer might as well queue up to take their shot at Rockstar too. Just take a look at most vehicles zooming around in the world of GTA 5.
The way the world works. There's people in control.
They always got these damn things on. Commercial.
GTA 5 and the upcoming GTA 6. These rides are essentially rebadged versions of real-life vehicles. Back in the days of GTA 4 and early into GTA 5's lifecycle, before the influx of GTA Online DLC vehicles, Rockstar seemed more cautious. The cars in-game were more distinctly different from their real-life counterparts. And not only did I notice this, while looking for information on this topic, I came across an interesting Reddit thread where one of the users was wondering why GTA made the newer vehicles bear a more realistic resemblance to real-life vehicles. And one of the theories is that Rockstar is simply pushing their luck to see how realistic they can make the cars without being hit by a copyright strike. And what's even more interesting, he said to look up Rogers versus Grimaldi and the Polaroid test for more information on what exactly they test for. These two cases were used by Activision to win a similar lawsuit in 2017. So let me quickly explain, starting with the first example. This is a legal case from 1989 where the actress Ginger Rogers tried to sue over a movie title that used her name. The court decided that the movie title was fine because it was related to the movie's artistic story and wasn't trying to trick people into thinking Ginger Rogers was involved or endorsed the film. So the rule from this case is that you can use someone's likeness if it makes sense for your creative work and you're not misleading anyone. Then there's the Polaroid test. This came from a 1961 lawsuit and is used to decide if one brand is too close to another, possibly confusing customers. The test looks at several things like how strong the original brand is, how similar the two brands are, whether customers are getting mixed up, and what the intentions were behind the brand that is being questioned. Activision used these principles to win a lawsuit in 2017. They were sued by Manuel Noriega, a former military leader, because he was depicted in one of their Call of Duty games. The court sided with Activision, pointing out that the depiction was part of the game's story and wasn't misleading about Noriega endorsing the game. If Sullivan decided to sue Rockstar claiming they copied his look, he'd likely face a tough battle. The studio could argue that any resemblance was just coincidental or part of making the game more engaging and not meant to confuse or mislead players into thinking Sullivan was involved with the game. This kind of creative use is generally protected by law, especially if it's part of telling a story or adding flavor to the game, like with characters in video games. As for the car designs in GTA that look a lot like real cars, but with different badges, Rockstar could argue that they've changed enough details to make them new creations, maybe even as a playful nod to the real cars. This approach, especially if it's seen as a parody or commentary, often gets legal protection too.
Shocking new government report about the border crisis that Sherrod Brown created. Almost 500,000 convicted criminals just walked in, including murderers and rapists. Sherrod Brown's policy. Another one this evening. It's a little chilly in my shed. The winds are blowing. And here we are. Getting ready to get up into our gameplay. I know that I need to move the gameplay. I'm thinking I need to do that. We've got a gaming channel. We've got a Twitch channel. But I keep doing it. Don't get all crazy with the computer. I know you're trying to. Don't worry, we're going to get you upgraded very soon. Yeah, I was thinking about moving the gameplay. But I do feel like there are at least the people that join us on these live streams in the evening time for the gameplay here on after for the show. I know that you guys enjoy it, so that's what it is. White Boy Carl, what's going on, man? Ain't seen you in a while. How you been? Curtis, what's going on? Shout out to you for being number one up in here. True Blue, what's going on? All game, what's going on? Yeah, we're trying to stay out of jail in our video game. But the crazy thing about it is all we about to be doing is causing absolute mayhem. There are so many jobs that you can do in this video game that we have, this RP server. But there's no better money to make in this than fast money. And folks, that's what it's all going to be about tonight. That's what we're going to be doing. We have our very own modded GTA server with a whole lot of prison action taking place in it. And if you'd like to get involved in this and you know about getting in on a 5M server, join our Discord. There'll be links for that throughout this. And definitely come rock with us in here. We're building a really cool community and having a lot of fun doing so. And making some really good content. Trying to keep up with the content and turn that into